Back at home base, let's turn now to Parisian electronic duo Justice. Hello, guys.
Hello. Hi.
Or is it correctly pronounced Justice?
Actually, we choose this name so American people could say it the
Could
American
say it.
way.
Could say it,
French
okay.
people can say it the French way. So
So
we say
you're-
Justice.
You're Xavier
Yes.
and Gaspard.
Yeah.
All right, so welcome back to Coachella. I think the last time I saw you, you were playing the main stage here.
Yes.
How many years ago was that now?
It was 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
It seems a long time ago. It's
is
been
a
a
long
while.
time.
Yeah. So how are things? You have new album, Woman, yes?
Yes.
And you're touring behind that. Let's talk about some perspective on your career as artists. I love your origin story, since you began by submitting a remix of the band Simeon,
Yes.
which was the precursor to Simeon Mobile Disco. And
Well,
the,
not really. They've
No?
already started at this time.
anyway, the remix was declined, right? It didn't win
Yeah,
the
yeah.
contest. It was turned down, and yet it was so good that it became a cult favorite, a fan favorite.
Yeah, but actually we were very surprised because after we got rejected, we met Pedro Winter,
Yeah.
and he was just starting at Banger Record and was just looking for new artists.
Yeah.
And we played him this track because that was the only thing we made.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, okay, we just made that, but no worries, we're gonna make more stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's cool. I will put it out. And
Yeah.
So
The rest is history. So you have emerged from this Ed Banger scene, which we could describe as French electro, maybe. But also the sound of dance music has changed, and also you have changed as artists. You've evolved. This is now your third album, yeah?
yes.
So describe the evolution that you've gone through with your sound from those days, maybe this French electro description was fitting, to now. How do you describe your work?
Well, as insiders, it's very hard for us to really have a good perspective on that. But for us, the core elements of what we were making 10 years ago are the same as today.
Yeah.
And it's always been like a blend of disco-based music.
Sorry, disco bass music?
Disco-based.
Oh, disco
music, yeah,
based.
yeah.
But I like disco bass.
Disco bass sounds
I
cool
think we
too.
just started something right here.
And then it just has like different outfits like on every album, and sometimes maybe it's more like rock, sometimes a bit more like harsh.
Yeah.
And but we can't really. I mean, we know a bit the difference, but when we play a live show, I guess for someone who doesn't know our discography, it's very hard to see what song is from what period, and like it gets homogenic quite quickly. It's just the production that changes. But I guess that's how it goes. You know, it's impossible to be excited about making something that you've made like 5 years ago.
Sure.
And the sound of records to us is very linked to the moment you make a record. And that's why when you listen to a record that was made in 1978, generally you can say that it was made in 1978.
Sure.
And there's no way to fight against that.
And so it makes perfect sense that Woman would sound very different. And for you, just this is how you sound now?
This is how we sound now. But to us, there's not such big differences between all the records.
Yeah.
But we're the worst people to have a good sight about that.
Your aesthetic overall has always been so strong. The imagery connected with the music and the performance. I remember the show on the main stage. I mean, the Marshall stacks, the crucifix. What will people see at your show this year? Is it as strong of a presence on stage?
It's stronger.
It's stronger.
Yeah. Like what we were trying to do since we started to play live shows is to get more and more minimal, but minimal requires a lot of techniques involved, you know, to have less, to make it look as less possible as a fanfare, and more powerful. It requires a lot of like work and technology and everything. So basically there will be some like classic Justice stage design stuff. But the main aim for this tour was to really get out of the typical electronic music setup. That is, you have guys behind the table,
Yeah.
and you don't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
And behind them there's a screen.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get rid of all of that. So
Yeah.
there's like no screen, no table, and we just found another way of presenting that, and we are very happy with the result.
We are so excited that you're here at Coachella 2017. Whether it's justice or justice, it is legit out of France. And thank you for coming by backstage, Coachella.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.